Welcome to the Empowered Podcast with Deanna Merlino, an all-encompassing personal development show where I will be sharing with you just how to transform yourself into the best version of you, both inside and out. From wellness, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and manifestation, I'll be showing you exactly how to live your best life. I will be keeping it as real and raw as it gets. So get ready to peel back the layers and really transform yourself under the surface. Because nothing is better than finding your purpose and living this life as your true, authentic self. Okay, empowered listeners, by now you have likely heard me talking about my retreat, and maybe it has gotten your wheels turning that you are interested in joining. If it has, I encourage you to take this time for yourself to dive deeper into your spirituality and to continue the journey of nourishing your soul and getting to know its divine calling. Step into the empowered, expressive human that you are meant to be and release what no longer serves you to call in abundance and step into that new version of yourself that you desire to be. Your transformation will begin through daily movement medicine, followed by healing integration sessions, transformational breathwork, tailored meditations, sound healing, Reiki, and so much more. Experience an intentional private nature getaway and enjoy cozy rustic lodging, deep bonding, nourishing meals, and adventure in the beautiful woodsy hills near Ellicottville, New York. If you have been feeling called to take your healing and spirituality deeper, this retreat is for you. You can find more information by visiting the website in my show notes or feel free to DM me on Instagram. Our next retreat is August 26th to 28th, and we truly hope to see you there. Welcome back, my empowered fam. You're probably thinking, Deanna, you sound awful. And if you do think that, you are right. I am very sick today, but we are not going to focus on that because what you think about is what you're going to bring more of. So I am focusing on getting healthy, but I wanted to make sure that I carved out some time for you guys today to share all about my latest trip to Vegas and kind of sharing all the things that happened. And I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys too, because that is always my goal. We had some ups and downs on that trip, and I will mention them, but again, we are not going to focus on them. I want to always share with you guys when things don't go perfectly, because that's just real life. That's just a human aspect that we have to deal with. But again, we will not focus on them because we're not going to draw in more of that energy. So I went to Las Vegas last week, and we were there for my network marketing's global training conference. And this was my first time. I was so excited. I had been planned to go for the last couple of years, and it kept getting canceled because of the pandemic. And so this was my first time that I got to go. And I have to say that it did not disappoint. Of every single thing that happened that wasn't ideal, it had absolutely nothing to do with this convention and this amazing, just inspiring, filling opportunity that they gave us to get together and be poured into by some amazing leaders. And I got to meet some incredible people and just some awesome things happened. So I'm going to try and start from the beginning. I'm going to do my best to remember everything that I want to share with you guys. My brain is literally like a potato right now, so bear with me. If I forget some things, well, we're just going to do the best that we can. So we went to Vegas, and a lot of this I want to focus on. I'm sharing these things with you because these are things that I manifested into my reality that I have wanted for a very long time, and they came true. And I want you guys to know that when you do the do and focus on the things that you want and, really just declare that these things are going to happen, they will happen for you regardless of how long it takes. The pandemic was out of my control. There's nothing I could do about that. And I'm sure there's things that it's affecting or has affected in your guys' lives. But just keep doing the things that you can control, and eventually it will all sort itself out. So I, first of all, said that when I went to this trip, when I finally got to go, that I would not be going alone. I said that I would be bringing a team member, and I did just that. So it was really exciting that I got to go. We had our own room, and we kind of just did our own thing in between the convention. We made sure we spent a lot of time at the pool. The temperature was like 120 one day, and I enjoyed every second of it for sure. The palm trees, the breeze, the hot air, air, all the things. I just soaked up all of it. It was exactly what my soul needed. We know how much I love to travel. So that did wonders for me. And so we flew over. Everything went great on the flight. Everything went really smooth with that. Other than that is how I got sick. I was trapped next to a sick family for about 4 hours. So nothing that I did was going to prevent me getting that sickness. But hey, it's okay. And when we got there, everything was all good. We checked in. Literally the second we got into our room, we're like, we're going to go to the pool. So we hadn't even been into Vegas. Well, we ate first, sorry, but then we went to the pool. We hadn't even been there for an hour. Walk out of our hotel room and boom, there is a Las Vegas promoter, which if you have been to Las Vegas and you are a female, or maybe Miami, I've definitely had it big time in these two cities. There's promoters who are always trying to get you into the nightclubs for free. They offer you, getting free on the guest list or free drinks, something like that. So he was like, hey, do you guys want to get into Omnia tonight? It's the only nightclub that's open on a Tuesday in Las Vegas. We're like, heck yes. So we're flying on just cloud nine. We are happy to be here, happy to be in the sun, the heat, away from Buffalo for a minute. And now we are going to the nightclub for free tonight. So I had a great day at the pool. Flash forward to the nightclub. So we head there and it turns out that Omnia was literally just a walk across from our hotel, which was beautiful. And we're just kind of minding our own business. Essentially, we just got in on the guest list. So we got to skip the line. It was free. And we were just like hanging out by ourselves. We walked in. We did not want to go into the crowd. It was packed. We kind of just like stayed off to the side near someone's table, but like not like all up in their business because obviously we weren't with them. We're just dancing, having a good time. And then out of nowhere, a guy that works there, one of the bouncers is like, hey, do you want to come into this table? We're like, yeah, sure. Why not? So we go in. We're like, this is amazing. We're like right up near the stage. There was like, who was it? DJ Drama was there that night. And again, we're having a great time. Now we have free drinks, all as well. The girls that we were with weren't great. Like they were definitely like, what are you doing at our table? But we didn't care. The two of us were just having a great time. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they brought in some more girls. And these girls were super duper friendly. And immediately we're like, hey, are you part of this network marketing company? And we both got super excited because we realized we were there for the same purpose. You just know when someone's from my company because we were all just super friendly. Like we could all just talk to a tree. Like you just make friends with anyone. So we're having a great time. That same bouncer comes back and he's like, hey, do you girls, just us, myself and these girls that I just mentioned, do you want to go to like a heavy hitter table, like a high spender? So we're like, yeah, sure. Awesome. So we get moved right next to the DJ. And so it's a group of guys. And like, guys, I'm married. I'm old in my eyes. I am 30. Like I don't go out to clubs anymore. This isn't my scene, but I do know like when in Vegas, go have fun. I don't have to spend any money. Sure. Sign me up. I don't have to pay to get in here. Sure. Sign me up. So I was like, whatever, we'll go over here. I've been to Vegas several times. I know how it goes. And turns out we got placed at the best possible table ever. So this guy that we're here for, he's not talking at all. So I was like, hey, thanks for letting us at your table. Are we celebrating anything tonight? And he's like, yeah, I just turned 26. I'm like, cool, good for you. Congrats, happy birthday. And he's like this very large man, I could tell you, he's from another country. And then all of a sudden, there's this dancer dangling from the ceiling right above us. A band comes into our table. All of the like bottle service girls come in. They're like throwing this huge party for him. He has this giant banner come down from the middle of the club. And I'm like, what is happening? Because it said, congrats, Congressman. And we're like all staring at each other like, what? Turns out that he is the new congressman of the Philippines. And I'm just laughing at this point. Like the guy was super kind, wasn't drinking. He just kept saying, have a good time. Like didn't bother us none, wasn't hitting on us. Best case scenario. So had a fantastic time, leave for the night, go home, all is well. And we're just staring at each other like, what happened tonight? Like this was our first night. So this was the first night of our trip. We're like, can't even imagine how the rest of this trip's going to go. Had a blast. Fast forward to day 2. And this is the day that I had been looking forward to for a long time, because this is the day that I got to walk the stage as what we call an area manager in my network marketing company. There's only 4 levels. This is the second level. And at this point, this is when you get recognized on stage. And this is something that I said when I started, is that I will walk that stage one day. And well, I did it. I got to walk the stage and it was incredible. And behind the stage, as we were waiting to go back there, we had no idea. So like in the email that we received, it pretty much said like, wear these clothes, be prepared to stand for quite a long time. And that was it. That's all we knew. Well, it turns out they have drink service back there. They have waiters and waitresses walking around with free food. There's stuff to take super cute pictures. We're, getting to rub shoulders with all these people. And I got to meet several really amazing people. One of them is Alacia Citro. She's actually on this podcast network as well, the Corporate Dropout. So I got to meet her. Really cool. We've chatted a few times on social media, so we exchanged information. And then I got to walk the stage, and I will definitely be sharing videos of that. I'm walking the stage, and I saw her. I walked by Debbie Neal, and that was the moment where I was like, this is real. This is happening. Everything was worth it in that moment. Cause I'm like, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a purpose. I put in the hard work, and I'm here today. Today I'm being celebrated in front of 20,000 people. I cannot describe what that felt like to have that many people cheering you on, the energy that was coming from that conference center. We were at the MGM Grand. This is where some things start to happen. So I come back, and I had left my phone right before where you walk on stage so that I didn't have to walk on stage with it. Come back, and my phone was gone. I'm freaking out because all I kept thinking was, how am I going to fly home? My license is in there. All of my credit cards are in there. So I'm like, I have no money. I don't have a phone. Not to mention, I'm thinking like every picture of my son that I've ever taken is on that phone. I'm like, don't panic. Everything is going to get sorted out. So the security's on it. People are looking for it. My husband's trying to track my phone for me. I have my location on for him at all times. And I go into the conference. I'm trying to enjoy it. And of course, lo and behold, not long later, a NVP in my company she finally answers my phone because my husband's been calling it over and over. They have my phone. I get it back, which is the most important thing. Unfortunately, my credit cards were stolen from it. And so was my room key. So we got a little nervous when we left. We went back to the hotel, let them know what was going on. Let them know that someone took my room key and my card, so they had my name. So we were a little nervous that someone would try to, get into our room. So we had to have the locks not changed, but reprogram all the things. And then I got back about my day, canceled my credit cards, had everything locked. Thankfully, it's super funny how your intuition works, because that morning I took one of the cards out of my phone. I used my phone like a wallet. And I took my rental property business card out of my phone for no reason, because I never do that, but I did. So I ended up having that card to spend with for the rest of the trip. Thank you. That is why we follow our intuition. So then that was that day. Not too much more happened that day. Moving on to the next day. This is where things get really exciting for me. So again, as an area manager, you have the opportunity to earn what is called the Pure Party. And this is something that I worked really hard to earn, because it is something that when I started, I got to see all the people in the videos and all my upline who had gone before. And when I wasn't there, and I just kept thinking, I want to be a part of this. It just looked so fun. The private band, the community, getting to be there. It's for area managers and above. So you literally get to meet the most well-known people in the company, the most motivational people in the company. The number one bestseller, Cecilia Stoll, was at this event. Like, I knew I had to be there. Debbie Neal was going to be at this event. I had to be here. All the things. Danielle McCleary was going to be at this event. I had to be here. And last minute, I ended up getting notification before this trip that I had earned the ability to go to this trip. I didn't think I had earned it. So I was through the moon. It was one of those things where it's just like, I knew it was going to happen. I decided it was going to happen. And no matter what, I didn't have to know how. I just knew that I was going to be there. And I did. I manifested that. I made it happen. So I get to go. It is incredible. I meet the CEO of the company. I met Danielle McCleary, and highlight of the night, I will never forget this moment. I got to meet Debbie Neal. You guys have been hearing me talk about Debbie Neal for ages. And I just remember her walking in, and my entire team that I was with, because at this point, the people who were there were like other parts of my team, sidelines and my upline, that we didn't stay in their room. We stayed separate, but we all got to experience this event together. And they all knew, be on the lookout for Debbie Neal for Deanna. And not long after I got there, one of them was like, Deanna, there she is. Everything in me turned off. Like, I don't even have words. I have met so many famous people and many people that I, am inspired by. I have met them and I have never fangirled ever. I literally started walking towards Debbie and I stopped. My entire body froze. I started sweating and I turned around and my team literally pushed me. They're like, shut up and go over there. Like, we will not let you make this mistake because you will never regret it. I walked up to her. I said hello. She was a sweetheart. And I essentially told her, I have been manifesting this moment for 3 years and it is happening. And she said something along the lines of, that is what this is all about. You did it. Now let's take a picture. And it was the most gratifying moment because in that moment, I was able to stop. It was like time slowed down. Every single thing that I said that I wanted to do in this business so far, I had done. And it's so much more than about hitting goals in a business. When I manifest, for me, Debbie Neal is a big thing. She is the most inspirational woman that I look up to in business. And in that moment, everything in me was it was like little clicks, like little unlocks going off. It was like, you did it. And it was a moment of knowing for me that if you did this, you can do anything that you put your mind to. I mean, think about this for a second. 4 years ago, I didn't even know about the manifestation world. I didn't know who Debbie Neal was. I knew nothing about my network marketing company or what it offered, the opportunities and the financial capabilities that it offers. I knew nothing about being in a community of people who are motivating and actually care about you, even if you're not on the same team or in the same thing. Nothing that you do affects each other's finances, but we're all still here for each other anyhow. This world was completely foreign to me, and now I am completely consumed in it, and everything is lining up for me just like I told myself it would. So with that, now I know that I can make anything happen that I want to happen. So now it's almost like a game to me. Now it's like, okay, what else do I want to manifest? Because these were the big heavy hitters. Even looking back, this podcast was a huge heavy hitter for me, and it happened. So before I jump into that, because I'm actually going to wrap up this story with a little side story. This party was amazing. I got to meet some other people. The rest of the trip was just as amazing. And if there is any part of you who is thinking, I want to manifest these things. I want a community like that. I want to meet people that I'm inspired by. I want to be surrounded by, that motivating culture, that healthy environment, that loving environment, that surrounded in that happiness. I want to feel what you are feeling right now. You don't need to know anything about what I'm talking about, but I need you to know that there is the opportunity for you to have the same exact thing, for you to go to the same exact trip, the same conference, walk the same stage, meet the same people, make the same income, open the same doors, and have the same opportunities that I have been given. I can pass that all along to you. All you have to do is reach out to me and say, I want more information. I want to know how I can do that too, because you can be there with me. If there's one thing that I learned is that next year I will be going back with a larger team.
I will be going back with a bigger vision, linked arms with more people, making more money with a different title, expanding my community, and passing it on to other people. And I want you to be there with me. I want you to be experiencing these same opportunities with me because you deserve to. Because I see that you are worthy of these experiences and these opportunities, because we all are. If you want more out of life than you are capable of having right now in what you're doing, know there is more out there for you, and this can be it. I am so grateful for the experience that I had, and the rest of the trip, other than that, nothing crazy happened. We just got to enjoy our trip after that, which is so important. That's so important that I got to do that. But just know that you could be there next year with me too, and I hope that you are. So I'm going to leave today at that. Let that sink in and ask yourself, do I want more? And if the answer is yes, then I encourage you to reach out to me, because it's time for us to talk about that. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to find out more, you can follow me on Instagram at Empowered with Deanna and my personal page, Fit Deanna Lolita. You can also visit me on my website, which is deannamerlinofit.com. Make sure that whatever platform you guys are listening on, please rate and subscribe. And this means so much to me. It's going to help get me out there to help so many other people. I'm so grateful that you're here with me on this journey of wellness and self-empowerment. I cannot promise that it will always be easy, but I do know that it will always be worth it. Stick with me, and together, let's start living as the version of us that we were meant to be. Because the world is waiting for your gifts, and you deserve to live the life of your wildest dreams and beyond. So friends, let's get empowered.